everybody, this is LaShawn, and we're looking at Module 7 of the Non-Instructional Program Review for the 2018-2019 academic year. So in Module 7, this is where you make your request for resources. Each resource request must be directly aligned with an objective that you wrote in Module 6. So, you should not be requesting resources that cannot be justified based on how the resource is going to help you support the objective that you identified. So if you're struggling with completing this table, you may have to go back and revisit your objectives. So you're identifying if, for one, which objective does this resource relate to? Is it objective number 1? Number 2, or so on. When you do the request for the resources, you must follow logically from the information provided in this program review. So it all must align. You must complete a new table for each objective. So if you have more than, how many tables are here? More than 2 objectives, then you just copy. And you create a space for another objective, and you copy for however many objectives you need. So you just add the number to the objective that you are aligning this resource request with. So you're going to identify the type of resource. You may have to ask, for some assistance. You may not have direct quotes for these resources, but if it's computer hardware, anything IT related, you can contact IT for a possible estimate. For supplies and equipment, you might go through the vendors that you would normally use just to, kind of get an estimate of what that cost might be. And the same for training. And so for personnel, I usually go to the district site to get an idea of what that salary would be for that particular position. However, it does not include, benefits and things like that. So you can put a range for that dollar amount. And but most importantly, just identify what you are requesting specifically. So this part may not be as accurate, but it may give an idea at least to the budget committee what we're looking at in reference to the financial request. And you also want to identify potential funding sources. So everything you list may not have to come from general funds necessarily. That's usually the hiccup when it comes to program review. People feel it's not important because we don't get the funds that we're requesting anyway. But there are different, funding sources. There's PPIS, where depending on how the resources are being used, if it's directly, I don't want to get into describing the funding sources because I may not describe them correctly, but you can identify here what you think the potential funding source might be. So it could be Perkins, it could be Strong Workforce, it could be PPIS, it could be SIA, it could be general funds, and I'm sure you guys are more familiar with other options than I am. So you want to describe how the resource request supports your ability to achieve your stated objective from Module 6. And then what measurable outcomes does the resource request address? So when you wrote your objectives in Module 6, you had to also identify a measurable outcome. So not only will you identify the objective connected with the resource request, but also what measurable outcome will having that resource help you implement. Okay? If you have any questions about the types of resources, potential funding, you may need to talk with your managers, department heads, vice president, whoever your immediate supervisors are over your area. Or maybe the people that you collaborate with to complete the document might be able to assist in this area also. And you're always welcome to contact me, and I will try to support you as best I can. Okay, thanks.